Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them.
How are you, Julio?
To
Good to see you, man. Wrong damn equipment.
Be careful down there, boss.
Get a free blockade.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
That happens on occasion. Sometimes you go in with the wrong loadout and just cancel. Throw yourself in the ocean and go at it somewhere else. Okay. Well, it's good to see you, man. Okay, we're starting tonight with a different kind of I'm doing okay. Gonna do things a little differently this time. It was suggested to me, or rather I was thinking about it one day when some of the tactics and weapons that I use are, what's the right word to use? Inaccessible for new players. They may not have the riot pistol or the grade 7 stun shotgun. So I started to think about how would I show how a new player who's new to FOBs would do it using their available weapons. So using the printed strategy guide, I have come up with a set of, no, I don't have moderators on my stream. So I come up with a set of weapons that beginning players should have. Nothing over level 50. I think that's the basic start point. If you're at level 50, you should have a fair amount of weapons for you to use. All the weapons I'm going to use tonight are below level 50 for all your units. And we're going to depend more on tactics than weapons. So we're going to start first with the R&D platform. Now, it's double resource week. I don't want to wait a week for this, so I'm going to do it as it is now. Obviously, a new player would not get the same amount of resources and volunteers as we're going to do tonight, but I'm going to do it anyways, just to show how a new player could conceivably tackle FOB work. So we're going to start with the research and development platform, and this is the North Atlantic layout, my personal favorite. At their defense level, it says level 50. E rank guards, there's 75 of them. That's if you activate a combat alert and you start killing people. Up to 75 will appear after you you start killing, and that's something we're going to try not to do. Grade 7 equipment, that can be a little misleading, but we don't know exactly what to have in terms of equipment, so we're going to assume that everything is at grade 7. So cameras, laser gates, anti-theft devices, everything is at grade 7. And it may not be. We'll see. So we got 20 laser gates, 10 UAVs, 34 anti-theft devices, 39 mines, which is the standard loadout for all 4 platforms. That's the limit you can have without getting custom mines. 29 cameras and 18 placed weapons. So we're going to start with our far start point, and I'm going to use Venom for this because not everybody uses high grade staff or low grade staff, as the case may be. I'm not going to, you know, again, in FOB school, Snake is our default. Everybody has Snake. So, and if you don't, your game is glitched and you got problems. So we're going to go with the square combat fatigues. Standard combat fatigues squares wear on metal or concrete surfaces to blend in, making it harder for the enemy to spot you. This is the best uniform for a sneaker to wear, hands down, for sneaking purposes. Sneaking suits look good, but they have terrible camo index, and you can move better with fatigues than you can with a sneaking suit or battle dress or a swimsuit or whatever. You know, new player may not have that kind of stuff. At the very least, you should have squares developed. Okay. How are you, Jay? Good to see you. Okay. Our loadout is very pared down as to what I usually carry. This is a grade 4 MRS-4 assault rifle. It only has just a grade 1 silencer and the red dot sight 1, the Soviet foregrip, and nothing else. And it's painted black. And on our back we have the M2000 non-lethal grade 4. This is the first bolt action, or no, second bolt action non-lethal sniper rifle. This shoots better than the Renov that you can use at the very beginning. It costs a little more, but I was pretty good with this when I started, so we're going to use that. It has a grade 2 suppressor. Grade 3 equipment. Grade 3 suppressors don't come in until late in the game, so we're not going to use grade 3. It has the short scope, 3x short scope, which everybody should have. You can change the scope to whatever you want, but at least the short scope is what everybody has. Okay. Yes. Okay. Handgun. We're gonna go with the US silent pistol, grade 4, with a grade 2 suppressor. Since we don't have the riot pistol, or again, assuming a new player doesn't have a riot pistol, we're going to use this to essentially shoot people in the face if they get too close. I can use the Burkov because it's semi-automatic, but its sights are terrible, and I'm not comfortable with that for teaching purposes. I have better aim with the US. Now, if you have the grade 5 silent pistol, that's preferable because it has an infinite suppressor, and that infinite suppressor can give you a safety margin if you miss. So, but for teaching purposes, we're going to use this. And then the stun arm, that's our secret weapon. We can use that if we get in a pinch. Again, since new players may not use staff, we're going to go with Venom, and Venom has more options. So stun arm. Okay. Support weapons. With the grade 4 smokes. Grade 5 is, I believe, at level 50, I think it is. So not everybody may have level 50, so we're going to go with grade 4. Sleep grenades. Excuse me. Also grade 4. Again, the smoke grenades and sleep grenades are backups. We're going to try not to use them. Try, anyways. Try and keep it to a minimum. Okay, stun grenades. Grade 4. These are distracting weapons. To focus the enemy away from where we're sneaking. Those are emergencies only. And then petrol bombs, grade 4. These are blowing up mines if we have to, but we'll see. We try not to use those. Okay, night vision, the grade 4, because the grade 5 is at 50 plus. The cardboard box, the desert, grade 3, which is level 32, I think it is. Since we're not tanking mines on purpose, since we're not going to do bases that have custom mines, you can use whatever box you want. I'm just going with the desert because everyone should have it. And Nocticyanin, grade 4. And wormholes. I was debating whether to use balloons or not. You have to have finished the game, I would think. To use, you have to have finished the game to have wormholes. I'm going to go with that for now, but we're not going to do a lot of extracting, so it's kind of a wash either way. But just for humor's sake, we'll go with the grade 3, so 36. How are you, Ashley? So our loadout is snake, squares camo. Our loadout is 37,100 GMP. You should have everything in inventory by the time you get to mission 22. So very basic. Again, we're depending more on our tactics than weapons. And always 0600. Always. Do never fight at night. You get a bonus for infiltrating during the daytime. Okay. Now, because we have Venom, we will start and run up to the white line that's on the deck and go from there.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
Just got attacked. And died. Okay. No, I've never heard that. Thanks. So I have the grade 4 pistol first, and then switch to the long rifle. I'm going to mark this guy and keep the pistol handy. I'm going to go to the right. And go underneath. Make sure you stay away from the anti-theft sensors. So his cameras aren't all updated, but that's fine. So we're going to mark that guy and mark that guy and mark that guy and that UAV in the background. Again, there's no need to crawl or roll on the ground. Crouch walking is our best bet. I'm not going to worry about the camera. Go around underneath. And we'll just keep walking. Now, the key for crouch walking is to keep walking. You can crouch walk faster than the guards can run, or when they're activated, I guess. When they're suspicious, they're going to stand there and look at you, and then they're going to follow. You can crouch walk past them and still have time to spare. So on R&D, I look at the railings to see if I can mark any guards. I marked the 2 snipers just to make sure you know where they are. Gives us a little bit of a reference point as well. And this is where we first use our narcocyanin. So we're looking up. Because sometimes there may be a custom camera. And if you're feeling adventurous and want to do a base with custom cameras, always look up there. And turn the power off. Turning the power off disables anti-theft devices, it disables cameras, disables laser gates. Very handy. Okay. Walk right up to him and...
Wait! Don't shoot! Where are your friends?
Now I knocked him down and held him up because I want to know where the other enemies are. And climb the pipe. And jump across and climb up again. Okay. Now the guy that's being held up on the ground, the guard is going to wake him up and start a soft alert. We're not going to worry about that.
CP, this is Delta 2. We may have an intruder. Going on alert. Over.
And wait here.
Understood. Watch for anything suspicious. Out.
Okay. Steal the mortar. And while he's paying attention, you walk right in.
Infiltration successful.
So the balloons do have a benefit. He was paying attention to the mortar going up into the sky, and I walk right into the core. So not too bad. Again, it's double resource week, so the numbers are going to be different once that is deactivated, but the tactics and strategies are the same. So, got a fair amount of staff on that one. 10S rank, which would be nice. Again, we're doing this from the perspective of a new player who doesn't have all high rank staff. So adding 10S ranks to your R&D team will be a plus. Okay, and then 11 more volunteers, S rank volunteers. So you're having a pretty good day just from one run. And your espionage points, we're not going to worry about that because all we're concerned about is getting through the mission. So and you can skip that. Now in my case, since my units are full, you know, I just throw them all out. They don't do anything for me, but that's from my perspective as a experienced player. Now I didn't have to knock down that guard, but you know, I wanted that information where his teammates were. So it works. And I don't need these guys. So they're all going out the window. Okay, who invaded me? Okay, this guy's getting on my nerves. If he leaves a wormhole, I'm going to tear his base to shreds. I don't appreciate being attacked multiple times by the same person. Okay. Nope. I don't know what his beef is, but I should set up the big armor for him instead of the swimsuits. Give him an extra shock. Okay, North Pacific. Yes. Long range. Now, for R&D, we did long range. We're going to do support this time. Also long range. It is recommended for new players to attack bases in two ways. One, level 39 or higher to increase or to have the possibility of earning S++ staff, and two, long-range security. In my experience, that is the easiest way to get through a base unharmed. How are you, John? Good to see you, man. Okay, you can do mid-range if you want, but not everybody has the grade 7 stun shotgun, which is the great equalizer for mid-range. Long range, however, has gaps in the coverage, and that's what we're going to exploit to make sure a new player can get through without any problems. So I recommend long range security. So we'll start. If you want to go back and look at my other FOB school streams, I cover pinch points and issues with the layouts. I'm not going to do that tonight because I want to get as many rounds in as tonight under this protocol. So I'm not going to worry about what is where and everything else. So far start point, again, using Venom and his speed, that's a huge plus. So our loadout remains the same, and 0600. John, I'm teaching new players how to infiltrate bases. It's a little different than having the riot pistol or grade 7 shotgun or anything like that, so it's a little different, but I want new players to take a stab at it, so we're doing it my way. And in the previous
sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them.
in the previous round, I went over my entire loadout. So
Be careful down there, boss.
just run upstairs. Die. Mark that guy. If that guy's facing just a little to his right, he can see me. That's something we don't want. There's a guard there. This guard can appear in two places. That spot there, or that spot there. So we keep an eye on that. My automatic switch is from trank pistol to trank rifle. That's how I do it. I try not to use the assault rifle at all. I just carry it as a safety margin. And we're just crouch walking. We're not crawling. We're not using the box. We're not doing anything out of the ordinary. The speed with which you crouch walk is what I call, it has its own what I call timekeeping mechanism, in that the rate at which you cross a bridge or a platform is pretty good for determining where the UAVs are and everything else. So you're keeping time by walking. I don't think I explained that very well, but okay. We can mark our progress by how fast we're crouch walking. Those guys there are not going to worry about it. Okay. There's someone there. And we're going to lay down flat here. So I marked all the guards you see, and there's a guard over here as well that I didn't mark. We're gonna lay right here though. It's gonna miss us. Yeah, the guards are dumb. Even for E ranks, they're dumb. Okay, now. Ah, shit. Okay, we're switch to our rifle. Always hit the top guy first. Shoot him in the face. That would be helpful. There we go. Okay. And knocked up. So because they saw me, I had to go loud, quote unquote. Stop here. You let your Nocto do the work. There's nobody downstairs. And we're going to do what I call the Gus. We're going to go this way and then drop straight down and then curl around. I saw my friend Gus do that, and it's pretty handy. It avoids the camera that is right there, so you don't have to worry about your timing or anything like that. If you do the Gus and you evade this mine, you're able to get through without any problems. So 2 shots.
Infiltration successful.
I'll accept it after I'm finished, John. Thanks. Okay, jigsaw. Okay. Not a lot of staff, but that's fine. You know, this base is abandoned, and you know that's part and parcel of what you get on an abandoned base. You're not going to get a lot of staff out of it, but you do get resources. You know, again, since it's double resource week, it's going to look different than what a normal player would normally receive. But you get fuel, what you need for building your bases. That's the most important thing. And pretty fair amount of resources for everything else. 10,000 points. So we make some good progress early on. The layout for that North Pacific is, in my experience, the easiest method for support platforms. I do that the most when I have to do support, is North Pacific. Get rid of our guys. Okay. So we've done research and development, North Atlantic. Support North Pacific. Okay, base development. This is North Pacific, or excuse me, North Atlantic. Don't let the numbers intimidate you. That is the single biggest thing that I can impart as an instructor. What their numbers tell you is not something to be feared, unless you're doing a high-level base on purpose. Okay, and for a new player, a high-level base is out of the question. You're not even going to waste your time with that. I'm not going to try anything over, say, a 55 on this tonight. Okay, it says S plus to S rank guards, grade 7 equipment, 16 laser gates, 9 UAVs, 34 mines, 32 anti-theft devices, 24 cameras, 23 place weapons, and level 47. So this is a good size base for you to attack. Again, don't be intimidated by the fact that S plus guards may be on this base. So we'll go at the far star point again, and we're going to keep everything the same. 600.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Okay. 18 minutes.
Be careful down there, boss.
Again, the protocol is the same. Tranquilizer pistol. Tranquilizer long rifle. Load up your weapons, just in case. And we're going to crouch walk. Now this camera here is coming our way. It's looking our way. And we'll stop here. Once it starts turning, we can keep moving. That's what I'm talking about in terms of the crouch walking timekeeper. As long as we crouch walk and we don't stop, I know where to stop on the platform to evade a camera. So our timekeeper is doing its job. Stay underneath. Right down the middle. We got groupies, and that's fine. They can keep walking with us. So we're going to curl around. Always go behind the wall. Never go in front of the wall, because the anti-theft devices can sense you, and if that happens, then all bets are off. Okay. Start marking our targets on the core platform. Making good progress. Okay, UAVs. Our doorman here. And that UAV. And our peanut gallery. That guy sometimes pays attention to us. Okay. And essentially you're going to follow the marks on the platform. Right down this lane. And here's our pipe fitter. So we're going to wait for him. And you're going to use the pressure sensitive left stick and slow walk behind him. You have to be careful with this because you can walk faster than he can. You can crouch walk faster than he can. And he can walk normally. Up the pipe. Okay. How are you, Gus? I named one of my strategies after you. So we got the peanut gallery over there paying attention to us. Okay. Crouch walk, slow walk, and hop the railing. And then we're going to slow walk again, right up to the ledge here. And then go up very slowly, and in.
Infiltration successful.
Gotta be gentle. Be gentle with your controller. Normally it doesn't work that way, but that's, again, you gotta be gentle with your controller. So you can sneak through a base like that and achieve what I term no traces. That's taken from the single player bonus, where you don't interact with the guards, you don't use any weapons. Long range base development is easiest for me when I do it that particular way. No traces. If I start shooting the guards in the face and everything else, you get a soft alert and people start looking funny and it becomes a production. And we don't want productions. We want pure stealth. So I snuck through and got to the core without being detected. I had no idea. I'm the Phantom. So that's what we're aiming for base development, is to be a Phantom. Okay. So a fair amount of resources. Base development does not give any plants, so if you want to stock up on your metals, this is the one place you can get everything at once. Gus, I saw you one day on a stream in support where you go down the stairs into the core area and you curl around and then you jump down into the plants and then back up on the walkway. I saw you do that a couple times and I'd never seen that before, so I've adopted that as my own. And I said I named this the Gus. So we're going to pull a Gus and hop down and hop back up to avoid that mine that's there. So you got yourself a legacy, buddy. Okay. So we've done R&D, North Atlantic, support, North Pacific, base development, North Atlantic. Let's see. No. Actually, I need to see this first. No, that doesn't help me. Good job. I remember when you hit 100. Okay. Let's see what else we can find first before I come back to that. That's combat. No, that's too low. There we go. No! Not helping. No. No. Okay. Okay, combat. North Pacific. This is my #1 combat platform. Having earned over 1,000. Yeah, over 1,000 S++ combat volunteers. This is where I get most of them from. North Pacific. The vast majority of my So, bar start point, and we're going to keep everything the same. Okay. 600. Now this is a level 34 base, but the principle for plus 39 or higher is the same.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
And this is the easiest combat platform to run, in my experience. But like I said, having earned so many combat volunteers, this is where I spend most of my time. That was not an optimal run up the stairs, but you get the gist of it. So load our pistol, and load our rifle. Okay, so right off the bat we have our first issue. Start here. Shoot him in the face. Wait for the camera. Already got pinched. Hurry up! This is where the grade 7 stun shotgun comes into play. I could have shot that guy in the helmet and would have knocked him out, and I would have been able to continue. But because I don't have that, we have to improvise. Mark that guy, and then we're going to go right underneath here to get rid of him. Never mind. He doesn't care. Excuse me. Watch your anti-theft devices. Okay, since we've made it this far without causing a soft alert, we're going to start marking the guards. I do this a lot. I like to know the lay of the land because the combat platform is multi-dimensional. You know, you're going in multiple axes at any given time, and I prefer to know where the guards are because you're going up and back and forth and everything else, and I don't need the aggravation of not knowing where the guards are. Mark the 2 UAVs. The one at the top is the most important one because you may see him once you get up to the top of the platform. That's a good question, Gus. Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference. I don't, in my experience. I've done S++ bases where they okay, problem. Shoot him in the face. I mean, I've done bases where, you know, I've had S+ guards and done no traces. Okay. So we get to this point here, a little man cave here, so the stun arm comes into play. Lay down flat. Bam! Where's the... I'm looking for the UAV and I can't see it anywhere. Okay, there it is. Right into the core.
UAV picked up a man in trouble.
Infiltration successful.
My experience is, no, it doesn't matter. I've had S plus guards stare me in the face and not follow me. So, I don't know. So we get a nice haul, one S plus guard, which again, if you're a new player, you know, that comes in handy. 3S rank guards, so decent haul, not too bad. Not a lot of espionage points, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that tonight. So the principle behind North Pacific combat is to get to that little man cave underneath, shock everybody down, and then head up the stairs. And use the assault rifle on the UAV if it's stopped and staring at you. But I'll come back to that. See what we can do. Again, my personal preference is to do bases 39 or higher. I did that 34 because of the specific layout. And you do see a lot of North Pacific bases. So, okay, 46. Mid-range. You don't need mid-range. R&D, there's development, support, medical. How are you, Surge? No. I'm not going to use non-lethal right now. Unless there's nothing else. Non-lethal is harder for a new player. The plus SB pistol is the great equalizer, and since we don't have the shotgun to fill in, you know, there's not a lot of hope for doing Surge tonight. We're using low-grade equipment intended for brand new players, not experienced players, because not everyone may have the the grade 7 stun shotgun or the riot pistol. So I'm using equipment that every player should have, that's up to level 50. I don't have none of my equipment is over level 50. Mid-range. Mid-range is harder because the guards are walking around. Okay, intel. Yeah, let's do intel. This is North Atlantic. Intel is the platform I run the least. I have a lot of trouble on this platform, but we're gonna go with it. Again, keep the loadout the same. Bar start point 0600. Well, the grade 7 stun shotgun is a one-hit knockout up to grade 8. And a new player may not have the R&D levels required for that weapon, so we had to go without.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff
And
from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the
like
new
I said, none of my
recruits, boss.
equipment is over level 50. So this is the bare minimum for myself to do this.
Be careful
This
down
mode.
there, boss.
Run up the stairs and run towards the camera and dive. If you ran towards the white line straight, the camera would have seen you. Obviously, we don't want that. So, okay. Load your weapons. We're gonna go underground. So I have, in a sense, I've deliberately handicapped myself to show new players that don't have the weapons that I do how to get through. Dive right through.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt?
That's fine.
Try a little harder next time.
Try a little harder next time. I will. That happens. That happens. Yeah, as soon as I heard the sound, I knew it was game over. Now, in my experience, it's not worth it to push on to get to the core. If you get spotted, just jump in the ocean. Don't abort, because that gives them a wormhole back to you. But if you get caught, just jump in the ocean. It's not worth fighting your way to the core. It just isn't. Okay. Intel. Yeah, let's do that. 34 mines, 24 cameras, 9 UAVs. Same. Now, of course, since we're using Venom and the stun arm, that is going to come in handy once we hit the core platform. I'm not a fan of doing no traces on Intel. I've done it more than once, but no traces on Intel is a little too much for me. And Intel's hard enough without worrying about guards being in the wrong spots and all that nonsense.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss. All units, special order. Defend your positions. Out.
Okay. I've done it twice. Once on stream, actually. I got lucky on stream. Both times it was on non-lethal, which is kind of odd, but I found a base once that had no UAVs on it. Okay. That's the guy that gave us trouble last time, so I'll mark him and keep an eye on him. It's doable. Again, I've done it twice, so... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Oh,
Infiltration failed. Are you
it's the
hurt?
second time.
Try a little harder next time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's a learning experience. We've now been caught the same way by the same guard twice. So that platform layout is problematic, I guess you could say. So we're going to try a different intel layout next time. So that was instructive, even though I failed 2 times. The 2 times I've done intel, one was with no UAVs on the inside, the other was on non-lethal, and I believe it was with Venom. So generally speaking, no, because it's a first time invasion and I didn't cause any damage. No. So okay, we'll do intel. This is actually easier for me. Okay, keep everything the same. No, I don't do swimsuits. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way the men look in swimsuits. No. My girls don't look good in it either.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Again, North Pacific is my generally accepted best platform for intel. But I don't run it enough to tell you the frequency of volunteers or anything like that. Well, for myself, North Atlantic R&D and base development are easiest to do no traces on. I can do North Pacific combat without a problem most of the time, sometimes, but I like to use my weapons on combat platforms. So they come running. We're gonna play hide and go seek. Again, our crouch walking timekeeper tells me that I'll be faster than they will be. Well, again, on high-level bases, it's harder. That's by design. That's, you know, custom mines and cameras are designed to make it harder for you to infiltrate. But on standard bases, my method has produced quite a bit of results. And I did that earlier on base development. So earlier in the stream, if you go backwards, you can see how I did it. What are you looking at? Start marking the guards. I like to mark guards on intel because there's just so many different pieces on this platform. There's a guard on the back side over there. So let's see what we can do. Slow down a little. Playing a dangerous game here, but that's fine. Making good progress. New cameras. And turn the power off. Back up. Hide behind the power box. Let them come to you. Bam! That's how I do intel, folks.
All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit.
And my route through intel is... Oh, shit. You guys are terrible! Terrible. That was awful. Throw ourselves in the ocean. Waste of my time. Fail.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
Yes, cause I will try a little harder next time. I was fine up until that point, but again, it just illustrates why I have so much trouble with intel. The UAVs on the inside can cause so many issues. So, you know, that's something to be aware of. Okay. Now I'm going to do a mid-range base to show you why we stay away from mid-range at these low-grade weapons. It has to be, if I can find a S++ eligible. Yeah, I've done that with sleep gas and knocking myself out into the mine that is underneath the staircase that goes up to the core and medical. I've knocked myself out and killed myself by falling into that mine. Medical. $39. Okay. We'll do, okay, research and development, North Atlantic, same setup. Okay, we're going to change our loadout a little bit. This is a grade 5 stun shotgun. Has a, I want to say a grade 1 suppressor. It's been painted black. Yeah, grade 1 suppressor. So, not as much punch as a grade 7 would be, but you'll see the issues we have with mid-range in very short order. How are you, Lava? Good to see you, man.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
Went upstairs and stop. So it takes 2 shots to put a guy down. Unless you hit him in the face. That's helpful. So I'm aiming and shooting as I go. And I'm aiming for the head.
This is CP. Understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out. You there!
So I shot a man in the face. Again. But I'm following the same route that I did on long range. Normally I would blast that guy, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll mark him just to be sure. Okay. Mark that UAV. Always. That UAV blocks our path. And we don't want that. Okay. So 2 shots to put a guy down. It's a lot of work. Unless you shoot them in the face. So I'm following the same route as I did on long range. Start marking the catwalks to see if I can see any guards. And we'll hit the power box. Again, my play style. Excuse me. My play style is predicated on non-interaction with the guards. But on mid-range, by default, you will deal with the guards. So, again, with the grade 7 sleep gas. We'll give him a little extra pause.
Somebody attacked me. Most likely an intruder. Please advise. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units, stay on
Oh man,
guard.
really?
Any intruders. Out.
His use of the radio is a little bit of luck. You can climb up.
Understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out.
If he didn't use the radio, he would have seen me. So, a little break our way. Shoot you in the face. Always steal the mortar. It helps your PF score and it's extra espionage points. And because you're so close to the core, you can get through. So a lot more work went into that because it's mid-range. And I got lucky with the headshots. You know, you may not, you can't count on that all the time. So we got an S++ volunteer, and that's how I was able to get A, level 162, and B, S++ in every unit by amassing volunteers. So this was a level 40 something base. You get the chances of receiving an S++ volunteer are unknown at this time, but if you do 39 or higher, there's a possibility you'll get one. And some days you get a lot, some days you don't get any. Tonight we just got our first one. $9,300. But again, we're not worried about espionage points. We're worried about getting through the mission. And he's got a PF score. That works. And in the early going, adding S++ staff is a big plus. So no riot pistol, no grade 7 stun shotgun, but we're still able to get through by brute force. I'm not defending tonight, sorry. I'm teaching. Defender. For a new player, it's very difficult. For a new player. For someone who has more tools at their disposal, it's pretty easy. I have a video on this channel that shows how I was able to do a container theft mission. And I'm using grade 7 sleep gas and all that, so okay. To do every container on every platform, you would have to be... You'd have to do it something like Devil Dog 900 and his Hannah Jehudi business. To basically steal or hold up all the guards and have them lay flat on the ground. And then you can steal the containers, turn the power off, steal the containers, and get to the core. But the moment you steal a container, that sends a defender notice. We don't want that. Okay. This layout here is instructive for a very specific reason. Occasionally you'll see numbers that don't add up right. This guy has 38 mines instead of 39. And you're thinking, well, he just has one less. Well, that's a giveaway in that if you don't have 34 or 39 mines, you're essentially manipulating in your security settings how many mines you have, trying to obscure custom mine placements. And we look at the numbers, and the numbers are all wrong. So he has 12 on one, 8 on another, 8 on a third, and 10 on the fourth. So we have custom mines on this base. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to do this base, even though it's in my wheelhouse. But new players don't need the complexity of trying to figure that out, so we're not going to do that. We'll never know. Okay. 39. Medical. I can do medical. Okay, North Atlantic. Long range. Now, medical is a mixed bag. I can love it or leave it. It doesn't really matter to me. I have some trouble on medical because of the layout of the platform. We're going to do a little bit of long range sniping and the stun arc. That will be the bulk of our efforts, but most of that will be on the core platform. Yes, that's true, Serge, but for new players, going Rambo is problematic.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss. All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Whoa! Occasionally that happens, so be wary. There's usually a camera here, but for whatever reason there's not. You know, sometimes with these abandoned bases, you know, guys have gone Rambo and killed all the guards and do a lot of damage and everything else, and that takes out of GMP that the base owner would spend. You know, would have to spend, so stuff starts not showing up because there's not enough GMP.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Because the base owner doesn't play the game anymore. So I'll mark that guy and then see what happens.
You there?
Stop socking it, man. Mark.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Okay, fine. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? What a bunch of crap. That was dumb.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
That was really poor. But again, it goes back to what I've said in previous streams. You don't know what you're going to get until you step off the helicopter. The guy that was on the blockhouse, he got down off his ladder and was looking through a scope at me. When I shocked everybody, that was when he noticed me. So 39. There are not a lot of bases that I want to attack. Okay, here we go. Long range intel. Keep everything the same. I mean, my loadout is... I'm able to get through every platform with the same loadout.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down
buddy Leo likes to call me a legend, but I make mistakes just like everybody else. You don't know what you're going to get until you can step off the platform. And even bases that I can do in my sleep, sometimes I fail. It's just part of the business. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna flop. You're gonna melt down and get a combat alert when you need it the least. Just be prepared and do the best you can. The volunteers will come and your resources will increase and you become a better sneaker. There's a guy I know, he posted a video of his first no traces run through on base development based on some of my tactics that I went over in the base development FOB school. And before, he was very, very slow with his infiltrations. He would crawl on the ground, maybe roll a little bit. He wouldn't crouch walk to save his life. And I didn't criticize him for it, but I said, you know, you can try this instead. You know, try it this way. Going on my own experiences as a sneaker. Oh, shit. We're all paying attention. They're dumb guards, and we're just going to walk right past them. His previous methodology was very inefficient. I guess that's the best way to put it. We'll mark that UAV. No cameras. I'll turn the power off anyways. So today he posted a video where he used some of my tactics, and it worked. And he was very clean, and I was proud of him for being able to make his run better. So. Now the route I'm taking here is adapted from a player called Win Supernova. He had videos of his no traces efforts, and I copied my route from him. Minimum of interaction. The stun arm, good to go. So that was a very clean intel run on North Pacific. 11 S ranks. That works. Again, because it's double resource week, what you receive won't be as much, but you know. Well, no, Jay. If you set it to 0, you have no security. Now, your base is open to the world essentially until the servers go offline. So, theoretically, forever, your base will have no security. If a player in your espionage group ranking can see you, they can see your base and it has 0 security. and they can attack it whenever they want. Or if they're on indirect, they'll see you with no security. Okay, I could set my security to 0, but since I have all my staff still, people can run right through, collect any containers or guns or whatever, and get to the core. Because I have insurance, they're not going to get anything for it. But if you don't have insurance, then you're going to incur losses. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because I have insurance and because I have a specialized security team, I set up my security levels low on purpose. Okay. None of these are appealing to me. But if you want to abandon your base, the best thing to do would be to fire all your staff. Get rid of them. And then set your security to 0 and go from there. That's if you wanted to quit. Okay. I'm going to do this one because it's medical. This is North Pacific. And I'm going to change my loadout a little bit. Back to the shotgun. And for our back weapon, we're going to use the grade 4 Bambatov. The only reason we're going to use the Bambatov is when we're in the core platform. I may shoot out a UAV or a camera. Okay. 600.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Jay, do you know what your espionage rank is? Do you have 3 diamonds, 2 diamonds, 1 diamond, 4 stars, or whatever? Do you know? Swimsuits. Okay. Now, if you see a base with swimsuits, you have a little bit of help, because those swimsuits don't stop shit. You have some leeway in terms of attacking the guards. It's the first time I've ever had a grade 5 shotgun in swimsuits, so this is new to me. Again, our timekeeper tells me I can walk right past this. It's not going to do a damn thing about it. Now, the purpose of this, of our tactics that we're using today, is not to send defender notices. I'm not stealing anything, I'm just going for the core. So it still takes 2 shots. That's your double A minus is your PF rank.
CP, this is Delta 3. Just got shot out of nowhere. No gunfire heard. Must have a suppressor. Over. CP, understood. All units on alert. The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out.
If you have... Okay, first use of the Only 4 of them. Wow, okay. Gotta be careful.
All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
All fire teams, this is CP.
Security cams picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
Okay, no oh shit, camera. Smoke right there.
All fire teams, this is CP.
UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
So the smoke obscures our vantage point. And we get right into the core.
Infiltration successful.
Not too bad. Now, because they had swimsuits, that's an automatic point deduction on your part. You're not going to... You notice the multiplier in the upper left-hand corner says X 1.0. Swimsuits do that to you. They cut out your multiplier. But it doesn't change your espionage points, so... With only 4 grenades with grade 4s, gotta pick your spots. But if you do enough medical platforms, you'll fill up your medical team real quick, and that will enable development of the grade 5s. The grade 5s are better. Much better. And the grade 7s are better still, but again, not everybody has the grade 7s. Okay. Jay, my espionage rank is triple diamond. I can only see single or double diamond. I cannot see anything lower than that. So if you were single diamond, you may appear in my first PF tab. You may. Because occasionally the game will give me single diamond bases to attack, because there's no other ones to attack. But if you have anything other than single diamond, I won't be able to see you. Okay. We just did. Try combat again. Long range. Switch back to the assault rifle and okay, if you don't have any indirects or any open wormholes to anybody, you may not show on anybody's indirect. I have seen triple diamond players in the first tab, but it's rare.
You can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits.
So you can theoretically take a chance and go zero security and not have anybody follow you. But if you don't have insurance, anybody who does see you will get 10 staff, usually. So it's not recommended to go zero security. unless you have insurance, and then you can do whatever you want because you're not losing anything. I mean, there was a time where I did my bases with the girls in fatigues, 36, 37 or whatever, on purpose, because I like the look of that, of fatigues on my girls. But I've had people attack me through either indirect or revenge, and they would kill my girls and put them in the sick bay, you know, as injured. So okay, we made it here. Let's start marking. Should be enough. Now if I were to crouch walk directly into the core platform, people would notice and or spot me. So I always go underground. Bam. It's amazing how that works. But it makes command platforms and combat platforms and intel platforms all the easier. Here we go.
Infiltration successful.
So long range and everything else, not a problem. Or, let me revise, not a problem for me. That's that was one way how I was able to do that. Two S+ volunteers. So at a low grade base, those S+ volunteers will help quite a bit. So. Mid-range, problematic. Huh. Very welcome. Just try and help out, do the best I can for you. 39. Let's see if we can do no traces. Excuse me. How are you, man? Welcome. Johan Royale. Royale with cheese.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
So as we've shown, the best way to get through a base is without interaction. Low grade weapons help out, but I tend to rely more on not interacting. So that's what I'm trying to impart here. I mean, I've done nights where all I have is a sawed-off shotgun and a riot pistol, because I don't need much else. But some players need more help than that, so try and teach them. Clowns approaching.
All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
Unwanted guests. A little bit of pause, a little bit of quiet time gives us an opening, and we'll walk right through. Again, the concept of no traces is viable in single player, but there is no traces bonus on FOBs. I wish there was, but there's not. It's just, it's a different way of doing things. It's essentially maximum stealth, especially when I've done nights where all there is just a riot pistol and a sawed-off shotgun. So you had to mess it up, didn't you? You had to. Clowns approaching.
Contact!
Where? Really? What a joke. Trying to do that.
Infiltration failed.
Oh.
Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
I'm actually starting to fall asleep over here. So it's been a long day today, and let's see what else I can do before I sign off for tonight. So I've done every platform tonight. just trying to illustrate that you don't need super high-end weapons to get through a base. And we've earned an S++ volunteer tonight, so that works. Do base development.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Again, from my experience, base development is the easiest, one of the two easiest platforms to be a complete phantom on. Base development essentially takes the no interaction doctrine or operational concept and takes it to its logical end. I'm not interacting with the guards in any way, sneaking through the core platform, up the pipes and all that to get to the core without being noticed.
Hey,
Well, you have to earn enough event points to buy those camouflage. If it doesn't work for you, disconnect from the server,
special alert. Defend
quit the
your
game,
positions. Out.
and then restart the game and reconnect to the server, and it should reset your options for base colors. A little bit of luck. Freaking peanut gallery. Oh man, you gotta mess it up, don't you?
Hey! All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
Yes! It works. The fog is helping me. You bastard. God damn it. Is your second FOB orange? Because you can't mix colors on your bases. There's no way to do that.
All units, special alert. Defend your
Not too
positions.
bad.
Infiltration successful.
Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to do one more and that'll be it for tonight. Yeah, there's no way to have bases in different colors. It's either one color or none at all. There's no way to differentiate colors between bases. It just isn't. Okay. This will be my last one for tonight. Long range. Let me come back to that one. I don't know. I've never seen that kind of an issue before. I mean, as far as I know, you can't color different bases different colors. It's either one or the other. So it's good insurance. Well, like I said, there's no way to use different camo patterns on different bases. It's either one color or none at all. Okay, I'm going to do this one just because. I'm starting to fall asleep. It's been a long day today.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
No traces.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Have you visited your second FOB? Maybe you need to do that to cement the choice that you made for your color. Just trying to spitball, figure out maybe that works, maybe it doesn't.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
I don't know, man. Super stealthy.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Yeah, I'm really feeling it now. So all I can do to keep my eyes up. Blind, deaf, and dumb. Oh, God damn it. Okay, I'll do that. Okay,
Infiltration failed.
that'll be it for tonight, because
Try a
I'm
little harder next time.
almost literally falling asleep over here. I hope you were able to see the methods I use and how to get through without high-grade equipment. So I hope new players can draw some inspiration, maybe tinker with it a little bit, come up with their own ideas, put it all together, and get some infiltrations done. So I may or may not be on tomorrow night. I don't know for sure. Depends on how I feel. I have a lot of stuff to do this weekend. So thank you for stopping in tonight, and I will see you guys when I see you. Have a good night.